Welcome back to the Weekly Education Pulse. I'm Sammy.
And I'm Tony. Each week we break down the key developments shaping international and independent school sector.
Yeah, this week 4 stories, and between them 4 genuinely different ways of growing. 2 acquisitions and a confirmed brand partnership in something that doesn't look like any of the school stories we usually cover.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, well, we begin in Villeneuve, where Globeducate has agreed terms to acquire Karalienes Mortos School and its associated kindergarten network, Vaikystes Sodas, subject to clearance from Lithuania's Competition Council.
This is a new country for the group. Globeducate currently operates in more than 65 schools across 11 countries, educating over 40,000 students. And Lithuania hasn't been part of that footprint until now.
Yeah, Globeducate itself is an interesting structure to understand. It's roughly 50% owned by Providence Equity Partners and 50% by Wendel, a French investment firm, following a deal completed in 2024, valuing the group at close to €2 billion.
And what's notable is the pairing, a school and a kindergarten network acquired together rather than a single institution. That suggests Globeducate is buying an existing pipeline, not just a campus. A family that might enter kindergarten could, in principle, stay through to graduate in secondary.
Yeah, and it's fitting a pattern we've discussed before. Around 38% of the international schools market is now estimated to sit inside groups rather than standalone ownership. So each individual acquisition is smaller news than it once was, but the direction of travel keeps confirming itself.
Our second story today is also an acquisition, but the more interesting detail here is the pace. Forfar Education has acquired Pagkrition School in Crete, its third school in Greece, in under 6 months.
Yeah, Rodion Pedia in Rhodes came first in January, then the launch of a new British school in Thessaloniki, opening this September. Now, Pagkrition is a 63-year-old school in Heraklion with, by all accounts, a strong local reputation and academic record.
Forfar itself is a young group, founded in 2019, now 17 schools across the UK, Portugal, Spain, Andorra, and Greece. And the founder, John Forsyth, has been explicit that Greece is now a deliberate, sustained focus rather than an opportunistic one-off.
Yeah, what I'd want to know, actually, watching from the outside, is what happens once you've built 3 schools in one country inside 6 months? Genuine collaboration between them takes time to build, share professional development, co-curricular links, and the kind of things groups, well, they always promise. So 3 acquisitions that fast is an impressive growth story. So whether it becomes a genuinely connected Greek network rather than 3 schools that happen to share the same owner is the next thing to watch.
Yeah, fair test. And Pagkrition's owner announcement does mention some specifics: a possible IB introduction at senior level, expanded bilingual provision. So there's at least a stated intent to build something, not just collect logos.
Yep, and we're now going to shift to our third story. It's an update rather than a brand new announcement, but a significant one. Cranleigh has formally confirmed its Hanoi campus will open in September 2027, with construction now underway.
We covered the original Sunshine Group partnership when it was first signed. What's changed is the scale of the occasion around it. The confirmation event in Hanoi was attended by Matt Weston, the UK's trade envoy to Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand and Laos, alongside the British Consul General.
Yeah, that diplomatic presence is worth noting. This isn't being treated as a routine commercial school opening. It's being framed on both sides as part of the wider UK-Vietnam relationship. And the Sunshine Group chairman spoke about it explicitly in those terms.
On the school itself, bilingual and international streams within one campus, dedicated science and innovation hubs, MUN and debating chambers, and a strong wellbeing focus in the physical layout of the school. So Cranleigh's group head, Sam Price, frames it as bringing the school's 160-year-old academic ambition into a genuinely new market rather than copy and paste campus.
Yeah, and it joins a Hanoi and wider Vietnam market that's now extremely crowded. Ardingly, Rugby, Uppingham, King's College, Wimbledon, and Ho Chi Minh City, Cranleigh is arriving into real competition, not an empty space. And the diplomatic backing might matter more there than in less contested markets.
Yeah. And our final story is one that doesn't look like anything else this week. 21K School, an Indian online K-12 provider, has opened admissions for what it calls Global North Cohort, a live online Cambridge curriculum aimed specifically at Indian and Southern Asian expatriate families across the GCC.
Yeah, classes start September 2026. They run live in Gulf and Arabian Standard Time, capped at 16 students, taught towards Cambridge IGCSE and Pearson EdXL, and both formally accredited, which the company says makes it the only Indian origin online school holding both of those.
And the explicit pitch is price and continuity. The company's own materials describe it as available at a fraction of the annual fee charged by leading international schools in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Riyadh, and aimed at families whose children's schooling gets disrupted every time the parent's employer relocates them.
Yeah, that is a real pain point. I mean, anyone who's followed a posted family through 2 or 3 countries in a decade knows how disruptive mid-year school changes can be. But it's worth being honest that this is the company's own framing, not an independent comparison.
Agreed, and it raises the obvious question a physical school doesn't have to answer. What does a 16-student online class actually replace? And what does it not? Like sport, in-person friendships, a physical campus, essential social learning that happens in the hallway rather than in a lesson. None of that transfers to a screen. However good the teaching is.
But that's not a reason to dismiss the model. It might be exactly the right trade-off for a mobile family choosing between disruption and a smaller social world. But it's a genuinely different product from the premium campuses we usually cover in this region, and it deserves to be judged on its own terms rather than against them.
What it does confirm is something we flagged in a few episodes back. As Gulf school fees keep climbing towards the very top of the market, there's clearly room and apparently real demand for something built deliberately at the other end.
And with that, it brings us to the end of this week's episode.
4 stories, 4 different routes to growth: acquisition into a new country, rapid consolidation within one, and a brand export backed by genuine diplomatic weight, and a model that skips their campus altogether.
And none of them tells you what the right way to grow is, but together they're a useful reminder that the sector isn't moving in one direction. It's moving in several, all at once.
If there's a development in your region that we should be covering, do get in touch.
And we'll be back next week with another global update. Till then, see you next time.